Coming up on Cptv, 2017 CPHS grad Melvin Craig files his candidacy to run for a seat on the City Council. Cptv's Armando Bracco takes a look at school security and whether students feel safe throughout the region, and there's plenty to celebrate in CP sports as the winter teams head to their postseasons. Cptv is up next.
Stand by. Countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Melly Lockhart.
And I'm Zach Jones.
Welcome to Cptv. Kirsten Robinson will have your 5-day weather forecast, and Ram Harkness will bring us CP Sports highlights.
Here's what's happening at Crown Point High School.
In a recent study appearing in the journal entitled Pediatrics and based on data from the American Youth Risk Behavior Survey, researchers demonstrated just over half of American middle school and high school students reported feeling safe in their respective schools. Cptv's Armando Bracco visited schools throughout the region to investigate their individual safety policies and what they are doing to provide safe school environments.
2,800 students enter and exit Crown Point High School every day. In the past, schools have been thought as a safe zone for learning, but this has changed as the problem of school shootings and attacks continues to rise, which can leave some students concerned for their own safety.
I feel fairly safe at school, but I think there's always a fear in the back of everyone's mind that someone will bring in something dangerous and it could potentially bring harm to all the students and the teachers and the faculty. I'm not really sure specifically what we could in place in the school to prevent that, but maybe metal detectors, but we don't want to go overboard with that stuff.
We're going to be adding an additional SRO, Security Resource Officer, next year, so we'll have 2 full-time police officers at Crown Point High School starting next year. We're also adding what's called the Standard Response Protocol starting next year, which is going to be a new way that we're going to look at doing lockdowns.
I feel pretty safe. We haven't really had much issues with that kind of stuff here, so when I wake up and come to school, I don't really think about there being any threats, though we should be aware and ready for it if it does happen. We tend to have a lot of fire drills here, and I feel like we need to be having more active shooter kind of drills, just because how often do you hear about schools burning down?
I also had the chance to speak with Hammond and Maryville school security personnel to ask them on their thoughts and plans for the future of school security.
Anything that enhances or strengthens school security is really good. Now, metal detectors at the front door and, scanning everybody that comes through the front door, I don't think that's the answer. I really don't. And I think it's more important that the students, the staff, the school personnel builds relationships with kids. And because we can have all the most expensive cameras and scanners and detectors and everything, but you never know what the kids or the students or the staff are thinking.
Every corporation needs to continue to improve safety. I don't care where they believe they're at on the spectrum of extremely safe or still working on it. Every school, no matter where they're at on any kind of scale, needs to improve safety. I'm still convinced that the best way to avoid such a disaster is to encourage people, if they see something, say something.
Schools are learning from past events to make improvements in security. It is apparent that more and more schools are making security their #1 priority. For Cptv, I'm Armando Bracco.
Melvin Craig, a 2017 Crown Point High School graduate, is running for an at-large seat on the Crown Point City Council. Craig is looking to get more youth involvement in politics in a rapidly changing political culture. Cptv's Evan Holland met with Craig to discuss his plans for CP and why he has chosen to run for office after graduating just over 2 years ago.
Hi, I'm Melvin Craig. I'm a 2017 Crown Point graduate, and I'm running for City Council at large.
Early last week, Melvin Craig announced his campaign for City Council at large. However, Craig isn't an ordinary candidate. He's just 19 years old.
A friend of mine did a campaign last year, and I kind of worked on it with him a bit, and it's what really made me get into politics, I would say. Look at the results of the 2018 election. The midterms elected a numerous number of people that were under 30 to elected office. I think it's really, really inspiring to see that example and see all the change that can be done by young people.
If elected, Craig intends to use his position to impose more economically friendly policies, support small businesses, and give youth a voice in politics.
People will say that, the youth are not politically motivated or that young people are not interested in politics, and that's just not true. Many people just don't know where to start. So I think a great way to do that is by participating in our elections, especially municipal elections. We're a very diverse city, so I think it's important to have representation in all our forms of government, but especially locally, because we're not all the same. Young people's voices should be heard, and I think it's very important that we have someone younger on the board, someone younger on the city council.
The municipal elections will be held May 7th. For CPTV, I'm Evan Holland.
Construction trucks and workers have cluttered the grounds of the Crown Point YMCA for months working on a large expansion project. The additions will increase the facility to 2 times its current size while featuring a new indoor track, pool, and outdoor splash pad. And they're looking for 100 students to fill new jobs. Here's CPTV's Lexi Simos with more.
After more than 2 years of research and planning following the initial announcement by the family of Dean and Barbara White, those attending the YMCA currently saw a sneak peek at the 80,000 square foot addition to the east side of the building.
So our current facility is 40,000 square feet. Our expansion project is going to be 80,000 square feet. We're going to expand the swimming pools. We'll have 2 indoor pools, a family pool, a lap pool, and then an outdoor swimming pool. So we're going from 1 small pool to 3 large pools. Our fitness and wellness centers are going to expand as well. We're going to go from 7,000 square feet in our strength area and cardio areas to 20,000 square feet. We're going to have a lot of job opportunities coming up. Our job fair is February 16th. We're going to hire over 100 employees for the new facility, with the main focus being aquatics.
The job fair will be February 16th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday at the YMCA. Visit crymca.org/jobfair for more information. For CPTV, I'm Lexi Simos.
Well, that's another nice addition to the Crown Point community.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And I don't think I've left my house this week other than to come to school due to the weather. Here's CPTV's Kirsten Robinson with your record-breaking forecast.
We've been talking about it for a few days now, but we're finally going to feel the effects of this polar vortex today and tomorrow as all this low-pressure Arctic air blasts down into the lower 48 states and into, as you know by now, northwest Indiana. We will see dangerously cold temps that could break records throughout the Midwest. What should we expect in Crown Point throughout today? Well, it will remain cloudy and windy with a temperature of -15 at noon today, and by 3 o'clock, the clouds will break up and temperatures will rise a couple degrees to 13 below. We'll hover around the same temps throughout the night as the cloud cover moves out for clear skies. So here's what the 5-day forecast looks like. We'll be somewhere near that high of -13 or 14 today. The wind will make the air feel like -40 in Crown Point, and tomorrow temps will rise to above 0 but still cold and mostly cloudy skies. On Friday, cloudy skies persist, but we'll jump up to 20 degrees. We're starting to feel the warm-up as we move along, and as we head into your weekend, warmer yet on Saturday with a high of 37. And then we'll break into the 40s on Sunday with a pretty good chance of some rain showers. Monday, we're talking highs in the mid-50s. So hang in there. A couple of days and it'll start to feel just like spring. That's your 5-day weather forecast. Stay warm, everyone. Zach, Ellie?
Okay, so at least we have something to look forward to. Thanks, Kirsten. A lot going on right now in CP Sports as all the winter sports teams are either in or headed to their respective postseasons. Here's Ramsey Harkness with your CP Sports update.
The CP Sports Story of the Year, the undefeated girls basketball team took on 18-4 Bishop Knoll Wednesday, and the big question was, could they continue their dominance and cap off the perfect season at 23-0? You bet, but it was a close match most of the way as Bishop Knoll's Courtney Blakely kept the Warriors in it by scoring 21 points of her own despite the Dogs' hard-nosed defense. CP freshman phenom Jessica Carruthers led the Dogs with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 9 steals, and her fellow freshman teammate Lily Stoddard also contributed with 13 points and 8 rebounds. The girls start tournament play at Lowell versus the Red Devils Friday at 6:30 p.m.
The season's been really great, and we've just been contributing really well and working well together, and we have a great team relationship, and we're all friends, so it's been great.
The biggest thing is I'm happy for the kids. I'm happy for the community. I'm happy for all the support we've gotten throughout the year. Again, this was never a goal to go undefeated. It was to win a conference, and we were able to accomplish that. Going undefeated just kind of been an added bonus. But biggest thing is now we got to win in the postseason. That's been our number one priority, and it's really every program's number one priority. So now we got to try and go out and win a sectional.
The Crown Point Special Needs basketball team kicked off their season at home against the Lowell Red Devils. The Dogs took the 50-37 win with Christian Paul leading the team with 20 points. Dakota Fulton had 7 assists, and Aaron Smith added 9 rebounds. The team next faces Lake Central at home Tuesday night.
We started off with a great win tonight. We have a big crop of freshmen that joined the team, and we want to get everybody acclimated and playing as a team for the big tournament in March. I like what I've seen so far, a lot of three-point shooting and good defense. Couldn't be happier with our first game.
I shot like 4 3-pointers in this game, and Lowell didn't stand a chance against our team. And this victory here tonight, we did good.
The gymnastics team dropped a close meet to Lake Central at home on Thursday, a 107.2 to 106.6. CP's lone gymnast to place in the meet was junior Paige Hine, who placed third in the all-around, despite solid performances by both Kat Castoris and Kaylee Stack. Despite the loss, the team does hold on to their ranking of 7th in the state.
Today I had an okay meet. I fell on bars, but I got back up and I finished strong. I still placed third, and I'm excited to excel with my team to state.
It was a tough matchup tonight against Lake Central. We had heard that they were having a couple extra level 9s this year on their team, which we knew that it was going to be something where we were going to have to go hard, especially on bars tonight, and we weren't able to. We came up short. We had a great night on vault, not such a great night on beam, really good on floor, so we just need to put it all together. Gymnastics has 4 events, and they have to hit them all if they want to stand a chance in this conference. Very difficult one. I tell my kids all the time, teams that stay on beam usually win the meet, and we couldn't do that tonight.
The wrestling team won their 17th consecutive sectional championship on Saturday and had 5 overall tournament champions. Sophomore Stephen Roberson in the 106-pound weight class, sophomore Riley Bettich in the 120-pound weight class, freshman Jesse Mendez in the 126-pound weight class, senior Jake Burford in the 145-pound weight class, and finally senior Ethan Patowski in the 195-pound weight class.
My goals for this season is to win a state title in the most dominating fashion anybody's ever done it.
Coming into here, I've been shooting for this guy ever since I've gotten back. So the whole time I was injured coming into this season, I was like, man, I don't know about that. I wrestled him a few years ago, and I also wrestled with on a team over the summer, so I know him pretty well. But I don't know what to say. I wouldn't say he's really good, but I thought I was a little bit better than him.
12 wrestlers will advance the regional championship this Saturday, which is being held here at CPHS and starts at 9 a.m. Lots of tournament play going on this time of year, and that's it for sports.
The 2nd annual Fashion Club Fashion Show will take place at CPHS on February 10th. The event will include booths from local vendors and a prom dress fashion show from local prom boutiques.
We picked St. Jude House just because it's kind of in the subject area of family consumer sciences. So since Ms. Bonner is the sponsor for Fashion Club, she kind of chose that. It's a great cause, so we're all happy that it's going to St. Jude House.
The historic Century Old Count Theater is being renovated. The theater first opened in April 1917 and closed permanently about a decade ago. New owner Brad Strom is restoring it to its original 1917 look and is currently booking live concerts and comedy stand-up shows for the upcoming year. CPTV's Olivia Bianco met up with Strom to learn a little more about the renovation process and find out when construction will be completed.
The Crown Theater used to be a staple for many Crown Point residents throughout the years. The past couple of years have seen a decline in the historic theater, though. After being shut down for 6 years, the Crown was bought by former Star Plaza employee Brad Strom. He plans to restore the movie theater into a space for live theater, comedians, and a small concert venue space. Strom also wants to bring a modern twist on the Crown Point Historic District, while still honoring its roots.
Some people don't understand what really goes into a historic renovation or restoration. It's not just, I can't just walk in and do whatever I want to it, because as soon as I do that, I lose everything, as far as what's grandfathered in. And I've had to work side by side with the landmarks and the city of Crown Point, and every time I need to make a change or an alteration to the building, I have to present it before the city. It gets reviewed by a historical board. There's a lot that goes into it, and some people don't understand that, but we've done everything the right way and got all of our check marks from the city and everything at the state level that was needed to keep this building historically correct. I was passionate about the arts before. I've worked at the Star Plaza my whole life. 15 years old, I was over there. I didn't stay there for the money. I stayed there because I enjoyed what I was doing. I live locally here in Crown Point, so driving by this, I seen kind of, the vision and what I could do. So I got excited about it, and I just pursued it, and that was the thing. I got up every day and, pushed, and we're a few months in, and we're really happy where we're at, and we're getting excited to open up and show everyone, what we did inside.
The new Crown Theater has a scheduled opening date for April 2019. During the first month, the theater will include comedy acts, rock and roll, kids shows, and other live music events to kick off the opening. So be sure to catch all the action live on the Crown Theater stage. For CPTV, I'm Olivia Bianco.
As most know by now, the long-awaited Olympic-sized ice skating rink opened at Bulldog Park over winter break, and along with the grand opening came a boost in sales at local businesses. CPTV's Sarah Frey visited the rink and nearby shop owners to get a sense of how it has impacted the community.
Located next to the square, Bulldog Park has become a popular location for Crown Point residents. Not only has it become a public hangout, but it has also benefited the local shops.
You don't really get to see a whole lot of people out in the square having a lot of fun in the same way and bonding, but you can actually see friends that you didn't plan to see here and meet new people based off of the interest of ice skating.
This area's grown a lot in the last decade, and it's brought so many people from so many areas to one location that people are kind of venturing out beyond Bulldog Park and utilizing different businesses, restaurants.
It's something we really need as a community because I feel like this whole area, the square, has been dead for a while to teenagers.
Skating is a great activity, and I think the youth hockey that it'll bring, hockey's a great team sport, and I think it teaches a lot of teamwork and morals.
It's also really good for kids 14 to like any age really to come out and get a job.
Winter doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon, so make sure you come to Bulldog Park and see what it has to offer for you. For CPTV, I'm Sarah Frey.
Free skating is open weekday nights from 5 to 9 p.m. and weekends from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m.
That's it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in and being with us.
Remember, you can view all of our past episodes on cptvmedia.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at CPTV Media.
For Ram Harkness, Kirsten Robinson, and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Zach Jones.
And I'm Ellie Lockhart.
See you soon.
Take care.